can almost play like lines and have different lights. We'll have like three, yeah.
I see air!
Yeah! Universal Studios, of course, you guys know where the new area is. Universal Studios.
Wow. Zoe, hey.
Oh Lord!
Oh.
So good morning. I'm sure, as you can tell, don't look like the morning, but right now it is only about 9:30, and my kids and I decided to spend half the day at the beach. I took off of work because it's a teacher work day, and I don't have to be at work. So I just wanted to update you on my reading vlog. I started it about a week ago, and at first I went ahead and I finished the Unfamiliar by Leigh Bardugo. I'm gonna go ahead and give that about 3.5 stars. I want to say the last 25% of the book really sped up, and the plot really thickened, and I became invested. I was very invested in the main character from the beginning. I just needed more stuff to happen, and I felt like the plot was really slow to warm up. So in the Unfamiliar, we are following our main character who has a magical ability, and she serves as a servant or a scullion. It is historical fantasy, by the way, so they use a lot of Spanish, Italian terms. Yeah, so she has a magical ability. She works as a servant for a family that's not really rich, but they're trying to fake like they're rich. And at one point she accidentally reveals her magical ability and is sold into being, I want to say, entertainment for her family so that they can increase their social standing. So in doing that, someone found out about her, and then they offered her a life that she couldn't take up, as far as like being significant and having money. And when she did that, she became entangled in a mess. It does have a romance. I would say it's a historical fantasy romance, and I really did like the romance, but it went from like 0 to 100 real quick, and I don't like that. So the book was about 400 pages. It took me about a week, and I struggled to finish it, but I did. And I'm not sure I'm going to recommend it. So right now I am reading Grey After Dark by Noelle Ihili, and I'm about 40% into that one, and I am hooked. It's about a triathloner, I've never heard of that, so I hope I'm saying it right, who went on a run at a cabin forest and has been abducted. Literally my worst fear as a runner, but I'm just gonna read about it anyway. And then I am also about 70% into the Dating Playbook. And that is by Farrah, Rochon, and it is a fake dating story about a girl who is training a former NFL player. And so that really intrigued me because I'm with a former NFL player. Fitness and training is a crucial part of our life. She is a Princess Tiana fan, and I just love that for us. So yeah, I will update you when I finish one of those 2 books. Love y'all. Taking this one back. Hey y'all, so I want to go ahead and end the vlog here. So let's just talk about the last 2 books. So today is Monday, and actually on Friday I finished the Dating Playbook, and that is by, I want to say Farrah Rochon, but part of me feels like it is Farrah Rochon. So I just don't like messing up names. I feel really bad when I do. So let's talk about that book. Let me pull it up so I can get it. Editing, Shantae, go ahead and get that.
Do you understand? I'm here waiting for you because you couldn't get here on time. Bird is here waiting for you because you couldn't get here on time today.
So I read the Dating Playbook, and this is by Farrah Rochon. It took me about a week to read it. So in this is a romantic type cheesy book. I think they call it a Wattpad type story. So let's talk about what it's about. In this story, we follow Taylor. She is an aspiring personal trainer and fitness and health coach, but she is not certified. She's having problems finishing school, and in the story we talk about why. And yeah, so Taylor's having some money problems, and she stumbles across an ex-NFL player, and she is an uncertified trainer. So he offers to pay her because he doesn't want to get paid by anyone in the league, and he had a knee injury. So he offers to pay her to train him on the sneak so that he can go back to the league. So in their business arrangement, they ended up falling in love, and there was a fake dating scenario. So this book had a lot of golden opportunities. There was a lot of mental health rep. There was learning exceptionalities rep. And then there was a physical exceptionalities rep. And I really liked that, and I love that for her. Taylor was such a bright woman. I feel like her character is very likable and very relatable. Where I struggled in this story was the realisticness of the story, because if you didn't know, I'm married to a former NFL player who's also now a fitness trainer. And y'all, a lot of the terms that the author was using, it was not like a lot of the facts that she was giving in regards to fitness and training, because that was Taylor's thing. It just was not like, it was not true. A lot of the commentary in regards to being in the NFL was also not true. So I kind of struggled with that. But if I didn't know that, I really would have enjoyed this story. The story obviously ended up progressing, and we follow these two characters to alongside his recovery to hopefully go to the NFL and for them to hopefully get it together. Taylor is just a really good character. This is book 2 in this series. I heard that you can read them in any order that you want. I will not be finishing the series only because this was not my type of read. I only read it because I was trying to balance with Grey After Dark. So yeah, if I had to give it a star rating, I'm going to give it a 4-star rating because it is a good story for what it was. It's just not for me. Next book that I finished was Grey After Dark, and this is by Noelle Ihili, and this was such a really good book. So we follow our main character, who is a triathlete, and she is on her off-season training routine, and she takes a job at a camp that is within millions of miles of forest, and she goes for a run, and baby, she gets abducted. She gets abducted by some doomsday preppers who are hoping to make her their bride, and the story just picks up from there. So this story was powerful, and I'll tell you the most important reason why a little bit later, but it was powerful because I love the rep of self-will and self-determination. I love seeing that and experiencing that on the behalf of my characters while I'm reading. So there was a lot of that. There was a lot of mental health rep. There was a lot of self-talk and positive self-talk and combating negative thought patterns and mind over matter, like willing yourself into doing something that you didn't want to do, which I really loved about this story. So while we follow our main character, I was just like so spooked out as a runner. I just couldn't get past how dangerous she was and how unsafe she was, and just the depictions and some of the things that happened in the story were just leaving me on edge. I will say, please, please, please check your trigger warnings, because every single one of them, baby, it's in here. But I feel like this was a 4.5-star reading. It read very well. I read this on my Kindle, so I'm not sure how the audiobook is, but I'm pretty sure it's probably pretty good. So the most fascinating thing that I did not learn until I was 99.9% into the story is that this story is based off of a true story. So like, y'all, I went deep diving into the true story. So I have read that if you want to know about the true story, don't read it, because she takes a lot of the facts from the real story into this story. So I really enjoyed that. So that concludes this week's reading vlog. I'm sorry it took 2 weeks. I hope you had fun with the glimpse of my reading life. Next week, I'm going to do a reading vlog, and I think I'm going to tackle some TikTok favorites. So stay tuned for that. Love you. Okay, bye.